You've probably heard of the war on Christmas. Well, let me tell you, it's definitely real, and I've experienced it firsthand. And let me tell you, those mall Santas can really put up a fight. But you know what? I think we should learn some more about this very obviously real problem that is definitely happening. So, let's look. Let's learn more about the war on Christmas.
There is a war on Christmas. Do not be remiss by this fact. Bill O'Reilly and people like him have over-exaggerated and made a joke of this conversation, debating over red Starbucks-themed Christmas cups in 2016, or in 2018 when the leftists made a fool of this conversation by declaring a war on the song Baby It's Cold Outside.
I remember personally fighting Dean Martin alongside other members of the anti-family leftist anti-Christmas League. Good times. Of course, John Legend was in on it too by writing a parody.
These silly arguments have made many people think that the war on Christmas is not real, but it really is real. And it's not so much a war on Christmas as much as it is a war on Americanism.
Yeah, because Christmas is exclusively American.
Mainly, the American tradition. This war on Christmas is encapsulated in two key areas, the cultural and the...
This church wasn't cut out properly, and it's just really bothering me. I don't like it.
And of the establishment is to devalue our traditions and the cultural importance of Christianity. The cultural war is all-encompassing, and yes, that includes Christmas and various other holidays. But Christmas especially, which is a Christian holiday, and has always been. The myth that it's a pagan holiday is just that, a myth.
Source? Because I said so. Okay, so when people refer to Christmas as being pagan, they don't mean the celebration of the birth of Christ itself, although the date was likely chosen because it was close to pre-existing pagan celebrations. Many of the symbols, such as holly, mistletoe, and the tree itself, were borrowed from pagan traditions, probably to help attract and convert pagans at the time. I'll link an interesting CBS interview with a historian named Kenneth C. Davis on the topic. I think it's just interesting and gives a good perspective.
Some Puritans didn't celebrate the holiday for principled reasons, but not because it was not a Christian holiday. The left declares war on all things American, from our Anglo-Saxon tradition to our enjoyment of baseball games, and of course, they're coming after Christmas.
Oh no, happy holidays. America shall surely fall.
Christmas, a holiday which communicates the importance of family, tradition, and Jesus Christ. It teaches the virtues of generous giving and humility in receiving. It is a tradition which has existed in European culture for almost 2,000 years. It is as Western as Buddha is Eastern. And so the natural predisposition of any leftist is to transform it, or in other words, destroy its original meaning. The leftists' goal is to not entirely rid themselves of the Christmas holiday on December 25th, but rather to transform it so drastically that it no longer resembles what Christmas always has been. They attack the Christmas tradition by making it about Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Diwali, or some other pagan or made-up holiday.
Acknowledging that Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Diwali, and other holidays exist somehow takes away from Christmas? Wait, Diwali and Hanukkah both predate anything Christian. Were they somehow replacing Christmas before Christmas existed? And what do you mean by pagan or made up? Is Christmas somehow the only real holiday?
They say that in the name of not offending people, we have to stop putting up Christmas trees or Christmas wreaths or nativity scenes, because it's possible that someone who does not celebrate Christmas might feel like Christmas is being forced upon them by the tyrannical government.
Nobody says this. The problem is when there are explicitly Christian displays on government property, breaching the Establishment Clause. Nobody says you can't put up any sort of Christmas or Christian ornaments in your own property.
So they tell us to all say Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Diwali. But then, when they begin to realize that less than 8% of the American population celebrates these other holidays,
No, less than 8% of the American population doesn't celebrate Christmas. Since Christmas is seen as a cultural holiday to many people, there are people who celebrate both Christmas and other holidays, so this is an inaccurate assumption.
they know they look ridiculous, and so the HR departments and liberal study departments do what they do every time. They move the goalposts. Just how global warming became climate change.
What the fuck does that have to do with Christmas? And no, it wasn't moving the goalposts. Climate change is a more general term that can refer to the change of climate at multiple different points in time, although it's usually used to talk about anthropogenic climate change, which human-caused climate change, while global warming specifically refers to the global increase in temperature.
No longer was the goal to include everybody by propping up the other ridiculous holidays which hold no tradition in America.
I've met people who celebrate Kwanzaa, and it very clearly holds meaning for many Americans. To say it has no tradition just because it doesn't hold tradition for you is just solipsistic and ignorant. Look at me, my big words.
But now the goal was to decrease the stature of every holiday, to combine all the holidays into one brief happy holiday mantra.
I know I'm not the first person to point this out, but happy holidays isn't a new phrase. It's just another thing people, including Christians, like to say. I personally like the alliteration and the catchy Bing Crosby song.
Is taking Christmas to the lowest denominator, eliminating tradition and any semblance of meaning to any holiday altogether.
If the phrase happy holidays takes away all meaning and tradition from your holiday, then it doesn't sound like it was a very strong tradition. Are your convictions so weak that a few slightly different words can somehow end your own holiday?
A perfect dystopian happy holiday.
People choosing to say these two words is Orwell's nightmare.
The holiday means nothing but big purchases, expensive groceries, and Mariah Carey's hit songs.
That sounds like a problem of consumerism caused by the fact that corporations realize that Christmas is extremely profitable, and not one caused by some shady, mystical, Christmas-hating cabal.
The University of Maine in 2014 best exemplified this when they banned any and all holiday decorations which were Christmas themed.
No, they didn't ban all Christmas decorations. They just told staff that they couldn't use anything religious to decorate the school itself. Students could still decorate for Christmas. In fact, they could even decorate using the Christmas ornaments that the school store sells.
Presents under trees, wreaths, and even candy canes were banned from campus. But don't be alarmed, because they still allowed for decorative lights and winter-themed decorations. In a statement released, the University of Maine said, "The university makes every effort to ensure that all its members, students, employees, alumni, and the public feel included and welcomed on campus. Decorations on the UMaine campus are therefore reflective of the diversity found in our community. This is an elimination of Christmas for the sake of 7% of the population of the United States, which celebrates something different. It is a disgrace."
Whoever's trying to get rid of Christmas is doing a pretty bad job at it. I see Christmas decorations on sale as soon as Halloween ends. Christmas lights are absolutely everywhere, and every streaming service starts showing off their Christmas collection.
And it happens every year in one way or another. The ACLU targets small town parks, which put up nativity scenes.
Because the government isn't allowed to use taxpayer money for any sort of display that promotes a particular religion.
Christmas trees are Christmas decorations, not because they simply want to be legal, but because they explicitly hate America and her traditions.
Following the Establishment Clause is anti-American now. Got it.
And if you don't already know, I'll say it again. The goal of the left now is the erasure of Americanism. That means they will not cease until our holidays, traditions, families, and way of life are destroyed and made meaningless.
Once again, consumerism is doing that more than any shadow leftist demon could.
Christmas is a traditional and valuable holiday. It exemplifies the sacrifice that are found in most traditional communities. And so, one cannot discuss the destruction of Christmas without discussing the economic changes which have taken place over the last half century. No longer is Christmas about generosity and giving and humility in receiving gifts. No longer is it a reflection on the birth of Jesus Christ. No longer is it a time to cherish family and community, but instead, it has been devalued into a mass consumption event. The clothes, the toys, the cells, the dills, it's corporate and fake. It has lost its soul. It has become a revenue optimization strategy by the sales teams at Walmart, Target, Amazon, and any other retail store which sells goods. Mass consumerism has crippled the nature of Christmas. Christmas is not the end-all be-all of this cultural battle.
Consumerism isn't culture war, it's companies using marketing to make more money. Connecting the brand with a person's values, such as family and generosity, is just a marketing strategy.
Many of you might think we're over-exaggerating, but we highlight the importance of fighting for every inch in the cultural battle that we're a part of. And so, we must. When the left seeks to take a traditional American holiday and turn it into something which is multicultural for no reason other than their vitriol towards America,
the reason it's multicultural is because multiple cultures around the world, including Christian ones, do a lot of different things at this particular time of year.
we must fight against that. And now they do the same thing to Independence Day, a Columbus Day, and Thanksgiving. This will only continue. How long until the
This slope is slippery, whoa.
American people realize that their tradition is being destroyed while they indulge, while their mind becomes numb by mass consumerism? That will only happen when we continue to tell them what we need to do to continue fighting this guerrilla culture war. The institutions have overwhelmingly been lost.
Again, the church isn't cut out correctly.
There is a means of defiance in other areas. School boards, local officials, some federal officials, and government officials are willing to push back against the destruction of our culture. We must encourage this and work within our own communities to teach the meaning of Christmas and fight significant cultural battles. There are economic measures which can promote businesses allowing workers to have the day off on key holidays, which can incentivize family celebration and church attendance.
I'm all for getting holidays off. That's why you get a good union, kids.
Overall, the goal should be to push the Overton window further to the right, and in reality, back to the center. The goal should not be to make religion accepted again in government, but to make it dominant again.
So, the goal is theocracy. I thought this was about American values. Is that part of the First Amendment where Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion? Not an American value.
We must profess the importance of tradition and economic restraint to restore the soul to Christmas and defeat the anti-American forces. David Carlson with the American Populist Union. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. We're going to make a video about tradition, what it means to believe in tradition, what a traditionalist actually is. If you have any ideas for videos that we should make regarding history, politics, economics, foreign policy, political strategy, drop it in the comments below.
Ooh, comments. Let's look at them.
5-year-old kid goes to sit on mall Santa's lap and asks for some kid's toy. The male Santa rips off his beard, declares that he is actually a reindeer transhumanist. The former mall Santa points at child and says, "You're gay now," and hands the child a clearly already been used sex toy. The parents are overjoyed at the news that their child has been declared to be gay by a free thinker. The child is clearly confused by naturally doesn't want to disappoint their parents. No matter how silly that sounded, this has been normalized by a disturbingly large portion of American society today. It appears it will only be getting worse until either people it upon themselves to fix the cultural fabric of society or the current regime crumbles from interior decay or exterior intervention.
I wonder what looks people would give if you started greeting them with happy day instead of good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Or, even worse, to not make a distinction between night and day, saying happy Earth cycle. Even the NPCs would look at you weird for the language subversion even they can recognize.
I kid you all not, I have not heard a single person say Merry Christmas this Christmas season. I've heard Happy Holidays 50+ times. What other holiday is there?
My teacher wrote Happy Holidays on her whiteboard, and when she was taking a piss I erased it and wrote Merry Christmas.
This video took way longer than it should have because I just had trouble finding time to just, sit down and record uninterrupted, and it just got away from me. And really sorry about that. And I know the audio's not that great, but I hope it's bearable. Anyway, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever floats your boat.